These are some old photos. There's my mom. My mom and my stepdad. If there's something that I'm kind of like, when I think anytime like when I just go out and skate and I throw on my headphones or something, I think it's like, I like to listen to a lot of Tupac and stuff like that. I just think like when, you know, a lot of it's like Tupac and Trick Daddy or something like that, and I'm just like, it just gets you so riled up that like I don't really think much matters to you when that's going through your head, you know. I mean, a lot of stuff that's, you know, like if I listen to like Ozzy or Black Sabbath and that, and like, but then again, or Van Halen or something, like there's this one song, Dreamer, Little Dreamer, I like a lot, and I'll listen to that. I remember like I was trying to trick like Carlsbad or something, and I just play that song on loop. Yesterday I was listening to, I just had it on Willie Nelson radio, and there was a lot of rad stuff like Waylon Jennings, and you know, it was like Leon Russell or something. It's just rad. Like I just sit out here for 5 or 6 hours, 8 hours, and just build and, you know, do little finish work and stuff like that. And I like listening to that. Rolling Stones, and, you know, that type of thing as well. I never got into really like guitar or anything like that. My mom put me in violin classes when I was in 4th or 5th grade or something. So I against my will, I played violin for I guess a year, and yeah, I always like, you know, I was like always trying to find like a violin, like in the, you know, like I actually drove by in Hollywood a couple years ago, and I saw a dude on one of the corners of like whatever, he was selling like a bunch of old violins, and I was gonna pick one up and see if I could still play it. But that, like from taking that at such an early age, I have like, there just seems like I could probably pick it up pretty easily. These things are so like, they're like dinosaurs. Look at that. Okay, so we have, look at that. Alright, we have a sealed, is there one? There is, yeah. There's a sealed copy of Misled Youth in the plastic. Look at that.
Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest.
Yeah. It's really important to have something that like, you know, that like either reflects you or reflects the skating, you know, like, and kind of like ties the two together. But I think the funny thing is, like, you know, like nowadays, you know, you kind of have to get rights to everything, and I think a lot of the labels, you know, maybe not necessarily the bands, but the labels, I don't think they understand that, you know, when like a certain song is put to footage, and if the kid is stoked, you know, like kids are like, you know, like look up to that person or whatever it is, then they actually start listening to the music, you know, like, so that's how I was when I was growing up, you know, with all the H Street bands or whatever it was, Operation Ivy or Danzig or anything like that, or Misfits, you know, I try and put the footage to the music afterward, but a lot of the times it's like I've had a song picked out from a long time ago. Like when I put out the Thrill of It All part, I had Mother picked out from, you know, years before that. I thought if I ever, you know, made a video part, I'd like to skate to that song. But then when we made Misled Youth, I was up to the last like 72 hours before the video was about to premiere, and we were like, I didn't know what I was going to use, you know, because I was like, man, I wish I could reuse Mother or something, you know. And then so when we put Slayer to it, South of Heaven, it was like, that just, you know, it was like, wow, that worked perfect. So it's kind of like me now with the new Deathwish video, I'm gonna, like right now I have a song picked out, and I know it'll work because I've already done this for a while, you know. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that when I put the footage to that, it'll work. And then I started laying some stuff down. Then like say the Baker 3 video, I was editing my part to Guns N' Roses' November Rain, and I had it all edited, and then we found out we had to get the rights, and it was like, oh man, I was like ready to just pull my part and like just be like whatever, you know, like, but then we found out we could get the rights to Hollywood Rose, so we used that, and it was a good substitution because it was Axl's band before Guns N' Roses. Then in Baker has a Death Wish, anytime I'm skating or something, I kind of like listen to a lot of Tupac or something just because it hypes you up so much, you know, and you're just like whatever, you know, like it doesn't even matter what you're trying, you know, you just go for it. So Drew put my part to that Tupac song, and I thought that was pretty rad. I like that a lot.